it's Patricia at Book Expo America. I'm here with comedian and first-time author Martin Short. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
So can you tell us a little bit about your first book?
Well, it's called, I Must Say, My Life as a Comedy. Well, let me take that again. My Life as a Humble Comedy Legend. I think that it tells about, it is a true memoir. Mm-hmm. It is, I think, filled with all the hilarious people I've gotten to meet and the funny experiences I've gotten to have and the kind of some of the creative way I've done things, as well as personal, stories about my parents and my wife and my kids and the ups and downs. You know, my life has been bookended by kind of interesting ideas. At 20 I became an orphan, and at 60 I became a widower, and in between there was huge, my whole career, my whole life, and I've continued to find joy and happiness even after my wife's death, and I think that that is kind of what the book is about, how we pick ourselves up and how we learn from troubled times to become empowered by it.
Yeah, that's definitely some great advice. So in the process of writing this book, you mentioned there's a lot of learning experiences you had. So what is one thing you learned about yourself in the process of writing it?
Nothing. I knew everything about myself. But hopefully you will learn something. No, I knew everything about me. But I think that the trick was to try to figure out how to bring these life journees and these stories and these thoughts, and not just make it about, not make it a talk show appearance. You know, we were talking about meeting Sinatra. It had to be deeper than that.
Mm-hmm. So, what is one of the more challenging aspects about writing a memoir on yourself?
I think objectivity, bravery, knowing how far to go. You're also bringing in a lot of other people in your lives. You know, you write about a parent, but you also have to consider what your siblings might say. Right. You write about your wife, you might have to consider what your kids will say. So you have to balance all that, while at the same time saying this is my journey, and you have to be open to it. So it is a souffle you're making. Yeah.
So is there a book you recommend to some of the readers out there as a recommendation?
Oh, I think To Kill a Mockingbird, the 3-volume by Carol on LBJ. Act 1, Moss Hart.
Yeah. Well, great. Thank you so much for your time. I'm really excited to read about it.
Thank you.